Mm.
EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there, and welcome. We're talking about this season of the year, which is so wonderful, but I just want to first, before we get going on it, mention something about Thanksgiving, which is right upon us. Yes, there were loads of turkeys on the first Thanksgiving that the Pilgrims had. Wild turkeys, that is. But they had wild birds of all kinds. And even a couple of venison or deer thrown in. And of course, there were a few rabbits, wild rabbits. But yes, an abundance of turkey, which to them was the largest bird, had the most meat. They weren't after killing the smaller birds and going through all that trouble. But yes, an abundance of turkeys. But no mashed potatoes and gravy. There were no farms around there, and the Indians hadn't planted farms and did not have access to all the different seeds and things that grow. But they did have plenty of corn. When the Pilgrims arrived earlier and they celebrated the 4th of July, between July and Thanksgiving, they were able to grow some corn. And evidently the climate and conditions were such that there is an abundance of corn. So that's good to remember. No cranberries, of course. The bogs were there, but they didn't know if they were poisonous or not, so they didn't take chances on other things that may have been growing wild. So it was a very simple Thanksgiving, and of course they had an abundance of tea because they had the tea leaves all with them, and clean water. It was no vodka, no alcohol. They were thrilled not to be starving to death and be able to celebrate an abundance of just plain food. So as we look at our Thanksgiving tables, let's think of what they had and be very, very thankful. So on to our real topic. Some nice things have happened in the good season, and a couple of people on the media have even mentioned during the year and even now, when people do a lot of praying, there seems to be miracles. And I had one miracle happen to me during this past year, not recently, which I'll tell you in a moment. But some beautiful things just happened that the media did report. East of Joplin, Missouri, which is in the western, fairly southern to mid area of Missouri.
Yeah.
There's a small town, and with an abandoned, and I mean abandoned, warehouse for 20 to 25 years. And before turning a match to it, a couple of the local people and firefighters say, let's just give one last walk through the warehouse. Make sure there's no electricity, make sure the water's turned off, and things like that, which was smart. But lo and behold, in the back of the warehouse, there were boxes and boxes of stuff, and they were a few thousand toys of the harder plastic variety, like basketball hoops and basketballs, volleyballs, and unopened and wrapped board games, all kinds of toys. And lo and behold, they hauled them all out and gave them just recently to the people in the poorer areas. And also the Marine Toys for Tots were helped too. They sent an abundance of those toys to Toys for Tots. That was a very big surprise, and there are a lot of areas in the immediate area, as well as pretty well-to-do farms. So these toys came very, very appreciated. Even the wealthy farms did not have time to go to the major cities and do Christmas shopping because they're still in the middle of harvesting. So even they appreciated them, and certainly the less fortunate people are going to really appreciate them in the next few weeks. I thought that was just a very, very nice surprise that nobody, at least in the present area, knew anything about.
Yeah, well, plus that this stuff was in good shape to be able to give it out as well.
Unopened and didn't rot or anything.
Yeah.
Like a lot of paper goods would, even if they were wrapped, they'd probably start rotting because some of the humidity still comes through that. But these were, and plus being well packed in certain boxes, they all came out absolutely perfect.
Well, that's nice.
I thought that was a beautiful thing, and it's about time they start reporting stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's always the bad news sells. I don't know why that's true.
Well, to me, that good news sells.
Yeah, to me too.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Also, what happened to me, not recently, it was a while ago, and I may have mentioned it once. I had a specific miracle happen to me, and there was nothing I could do to prevent the catastrophe. I would have had to just sit there and take it. I was stuffed at a red light with another car in front of me, so I couldn't back up and go into another lane or anything because those cars were flying through at 40 miles an hour. So I had to stay put in the left lane, and the light had just turned red, and this car came from behind me. I saw it a half a mile, I should say, behind me, and it was not slowing down. And I was getting very nervous and hung on to the steering wheel and everything else so that I wouldn't be bounced around. And even the door handle. So I was really a nervous wreck because as he got closer, he never slowed down.
And you anticipated him hitting you.
Hitting me. And even at 30, 35 miles an hour to hit a car at full stop, that I would have, I'm sure, been injured because that would be quite a jolt.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Even with the safety belts.
And the airbags and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened, Martha?
So what happened, he couldn't stop, but to the left of me was a left turn lane for those who at the light would turn left and go across. All of a sudden, I kept my eyes closed. Nothing happened. And this guy swerved to the left because he knew he didn't have brakes. And there were no cars coming the opposite direction. So at 30 miles an hour, he crossed 20th Street, which is our main thoroughfare, east-west thoroughfare, and there were no cars going up that avenue that he turned left on, and when the light turned green for me, I saw him finally stopping by moving into a tree by the end of that block.
Oh, so his brakes must have went out on his car or something.
Yeah, so his brakes
wow.
were gone. He wasn't a wise guy or anything else.
Okay.
But for those 15, 20 seconds, I was like totally captive. There was nowhere I could go or do anything. And he didn't want an accident either. But I didn't know who was driving, if it was a wild, wise guy or he really had a problem. Where it ended up his brakes suddenly did not work at all.
Okay, well, hopefully he didn't get hurt either.
Right, I certainly hope so. And I wanted to thank him very much for
being a good driver.
Yeah, not using me for his stop sign. But I consider that a miracle.
Yes, absolutely.
I really, really do. And it's not a rarity. There are a lot of miracles that are happening to people, especially in the medical areas. Going back several years, some of you may remember, the younger people may not, because it's, 5 or 8 years ago now. Every year, the Republicans and Democrats have a baseball game, and one side plays against the other side. Well, that year when they had the gunman who shot several times, I forget, it was more than one bullet, but I don't know how many. I don't think there were loads of them, but more than one bullet hit Steve Scalise on the Republican side, and this guy from the Midwest came and was specifically aiming for Steve Scalise. Why? Because he was recently on the television news almost every day for a while of different things happening that affect his area and his philosophy. Sort of the way John Fetterman is talking now on behalf of the Democrats also. They were both trying to be very, very positive and outspoken. And evidently that turned a lot of people off, which is why this one guy came and shot him. Just like the guy that just killed Charlie Kirk. They get indoctrinated on specific news media, internet stations, and they said, I don't want to listen to this anymore. I can't stand it. I'm going to have to get rid of the guy. And that's what happens. But the miracle is Steve Scalise made it and survived. It took several surgeries, but to see him today, you would have no idea that he went through that trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider that a miracle also. Very, very much so. And believe it or not, Nancy Pelosi was very apologetic for the guy who tried to kill him. And when Steve Scalise was better, Nancy Pelosi took him out to dinner and said, I'm sorry this happened, and I don't know what else to say or do. This was terrible. Evidently, she was indoctrinated too, because today they're happy when anybody gets killed.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Republicans, Democrats, anybody with a big mouth that does not agree with her particular philosophy, it's okay. She agreed with the fact that even the Tesla cars should be burned, even though they were owned by Democrats and were hurting the Democrats and hurting the Democrat neighbors with all their insurances going up. That was okay. But they had changed since that day, and I'm sure she has changed too. She may not realize it, but she was indoctrinated.
So what about more miracles, Martha?
Yeah, but get back to the good stuff with the miracles. There are many, many more, but a lot of them that I know of. That doesn't mean that others haven't happened, like what happened to me, but many, many miracles are in the health industry.
Mm-hmm.
There are people where they gave people 6 months to live and maybe less, and were willing to put them right on hospice care. And the hospice care people right here in Indian River County, when the person said, "Look, I've had the surgery, enough is enough. I want to eat. I want food. I want coffee, and I want orange juice. Please, I need drinks and I need food." And so they never, in hospice, never deny a person wanting anything for their comfort, including food.
Right.
That is a misnomer.
Yeah.
That you go there to die, and they try to give you pills to be comfortable from pain, and they starve you so it happens in a hurry.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Well, that is a fallacy.
Yeah.
If you're hungry and you're on hospice, and for some reason, unlike the doctor's diagnosis that the cancer has metastasized, if it did, it got cured, and if it didn't, that was a misdiagnosis. Whatever happened, the family and the patient, people praying for him like crazy. There were 2 people like that this past year that I am familiar with, but I shouldn't mention their names. They are alive to this minute, and they are out of hospice care. I think that is absolutely beautiful, and we should all be thankful and that our prayers are heard. So let's take a quick break, and I have a couple more to tell you. And it's a reason for us all to be choiceful. Stay with us.
Create your restful retreat and save 50% now on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture during the Home for the Holidays event at Sunshine Furniture. Sophisticated looks with a mix of coastal and Caribbean styles, Tommy Bahama offers everything you need for your personal paradise and is all half price. At Sunshine Furniture, we have the largest selection of in-stock coastal and casual sofas, love seats, chairs, slipcover sofas, bedroom dining, and occasional furniture from Four Seasons, Capri, Best Chair, Hooker, and Riverside. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have any style of patio furniture that you need, including a gallery of Made in America, Berlin Garden, Pollywood, Woodard, Lloyd Flanders, and Telescope. We specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, and fire pits. Come in now for our Home for the Holidays event and winter sale. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales center directly across the street, Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza Vero Beach. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
At Evergreen Media, we know the people, the businesses, and the work needed to take your marketing to the next level. We know where locals go to shop, work, and have fun.
We're here to focus on your local advertising so you can focus on your business. This is our home. This is our business. Evergreen Media. We market, you grow.
Big news, Treasure Coast. Your favorite mortgage team just got even better. Introducing the same trusted faces you know and love, now with Union Home Mortgage.
Hi, this is Shannon Pohl.
Hi, this is Lucy Cranker. And these high-producing team members bring decades of experience, unwavering honesty, and hearts of gold to every home loan. And here's the best part. Same local processing, underwriting, and appraisers you rely on. Contact Union Home Mortgage.
Visit us online at shannonCpohl.com
and LucyCranker.com.
Okay, welcome back, folks. As we look forward to this holiday season, let's all in small ways contribute and really think of other people. There are some of you out there that are volunteering on Christmas Day to give dinners to homeless and poor people. That's fine. Some of you may be contributing to bell ringers for Salvation Army, who are also delivering meals and toys and trying to fulfill the needs of some people who are very, very poor. So let's think of all of them, but I'm asking each and every one of you listening, please don't let a week go by between now and Christmas where you go out of your way to be kind and help someone else, whether it's someone who tripped and fell, or whether it's somebody who has a heart attack in the middle of shopping or something, or somebody who just sort of tripped and making sure they're okay. Please think of other people. And to that person, you're almost a miracle maker, because if they were alone and fell flat on their face, especially out of doors or in a parking lot, I hate to tell you the number of people who may ignore them, but there are plenty of people who want to help them get up. And that is a beautiful thing. And if it didn't happen, that person could be lying there for several hours and worse things could be happening. So be part of making a miracle and being God's helper. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, every one of them has a supreme being. Christian, Judaism, Muslim, you name it. So please do a miracle and do an act of kindness on someone else so they perceive it as a miracle. And you'll be having a beautiful holiday and a good feeling of satisfaction. And maybe you can have that smile on your face, cheer up somebody else too. And I really, really hope that that is your primary desire this season. And I have something else to add to you so that this does not come to an end. After Christmas, other than doing exchanges and chores, this kindness should never, never, never stop. If we start it now and do it year-round, year after year after year, you will become pretty close to a saint of any religion, but more important, you will be thoroughly, thoroughly appreciated and make other people both better and happy. And that is so, so important. Miracles are happening around us, even on television. Mark Siegel came out with a whole book, All the Miracles in Medicine. And you may want to buy that as a Christmas gift. I'm not selling it, but that's an option you have if you don't know what to fill a Christmas stocking with. That book is now available. So please, even visit the hospitals for people who can't be home. Try to be nice to everyone that you come across. And even one or two flowers can cheer a person up also. Very small things can make a person happy. Don't ever forget that. So have a great, great time, and we'll speak to you soon.